Oh, that's a sad sign. Hi, I'm Uncle Mullet with another valuable tip for our rider coaches. Shifting levers, linked shifting levers, are fragili. Fragili! Must be Italian. They're fragile. That's right, Christmas story. You get the reference. They're a linked shifting system here. And this is sort of the Achilles on this bike. If you don't prepare your students about it, they'll break them. You know, one of the first frustrating things that I felt when I started motorcycling, I didn't enjoy it, by the way. I did it because my dad was a biker, my brother was a biker, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to ride in enduros. I would hit a tree, fall over, in a higher gear, could not take off. And my dad says, put it down in first gear. And I thought it was in first gear. It wasn't going anymore. And my dad told me, what you got to do is rock that bike a little back and forth, and then you'll get it down into the lower gears. If you don't prepare your students that they can do that, they're going to press it harder, and it's going to snap, and it's going to break, and it leads to disabled bikes, more expense. We'll just keep everything flowing a lot more if you prepare your students in the following manner. Out of the gate, just let them know that that will break if they stomp it or they press it too hard. So prepare them for that, and tell them there's a trick or there's a way around not breaking it. In motorcycle familiarization, when putting the bike in gear for the first time, of course, naturally have them squeeze the clutch, but encourage them on their feet to give light taps. Literally not just one hard press, which will lead to breakage, but just light taps. Just light taps. You can even do it while moving the bike slightly forward a little, and that will engage it. That will put it in gear. It'll reduce that breakage a lot. What if the engine's running and the student is having a hard time? They're in higher gears. We see that happen too. Teach them this technique. Let them know they can feather the clutch. They can literally let the clutch out a little, rock it back and forth, and that will help engage the transmission and get it into the appropriate gear. Now let's talk about neutral. Oh man. I have a lot of opinions about neutral, and you're about to hear them. Neutral, schmootral. That's right, I said it. The following is my opinion, but it doesn't do anything that's out of alignment with our teaching through the Department of Public Safety and the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Let's talk about exercise 2 here. How many of you get students that are frustrated that they can't find neutral? That's really a high-ranking frustration there. Could we have them turn the engine off at the engine cutoff switch in first gear, squeeze the clutch in, and then turn the bike around? I certainly think we could. Because what's our goal for this? Let's review the goal here. The objective is to be able to use the friction zone with control. It's not to find neutral. Let's talk about the sacred staging area. Bum, 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 bum. This is what our students see. They see these brackets down here, and they think that it's NASA, and they have to dock to the mothership. Explain to them the reason for the staging area is actually to have a staggered pattern. It's for safety. And again, finding neutral, great. You got that skill, fantastic. But if you're on a bike that's difficult to find neutral, why would we waste time? Engines off. Most important thing. Priority 1, engines off. In the staging area, we were just discussing it this weekend, it's fluid. It's not static. We can move it appropriately or even stagger a little more to this side if need be, or forward for safety, to avoid potential incidents and encounters or impacts and whatnot. But the staging area, it's there for our safety. It's in a staggered pattern. But if we start getting into this, I point down here to this, I'm encouraging my student to literally look down at that and to try to align their tire perfectly. Just make it a general, safe, de-stressed area. It's our safe area. It's our staging area. So we're always learning. We learn from each other. So please don't think that I think that I am the great and powerful mullet. But I am the great and powerful mullet. Pay no attention to the flapping avalanche of hair. It's a hair-valanche. It is so bright out here, I look like a floating head with this white shirt. Like, where is this? I'm a floating head.